Now I'm going to take you onto Timberdoodle's website and I'm just going to show you a little bit around. Timberdoodle is new to me as far as ordering wise. I have, since I started homeschooling, been piecing my own homeschool curriculum together from different companies. Curriculum is a passion of mine. I was a former teacher, and so curriculum is just so much fun. And so the opportunity to mix and match for my children and to customize to my children's personal abilities and likes and dislikes has just been a really fun challenge for me. That being said, not everyone loves to do that. I will say a lot of homeschool parents do love to do that. And a lot of us who do love to do that end up with YouTube channels because we want to talk about curriculum, and there's no one in our lives who wants to listen to us talk about curriculum quite as much as we would like to talk about it. So maybe you love curriculum and you are here because you want to see what Timberdoodle has to offer, what sorts of curriculum they have. Maybe you don't really love curriculum and maybe you just want some other people to go and do the research for you and just kind of tell you what to get. So Timberdoodle is kind of a mix of that. You can get a kit that's already been made. You can say, I want the grade 5 kit, and you get different levels of the kit. So you can just have the basic, kind of the medium, and then the elite kit, which has all the bells and whistles. So you can decide on that based on your own price point. And I'm going to show you an example in here, but you can also customize each of those 3 size kits as well. So today I'm going to show you how I went about customizing my 2 Timberdoodle kits. Now, like I said, I am very particular at this point about what we like, what we use. So there are certain categories that I'm not going to order or I'm not going to consider ordering because we already have something that we like, or I know that that is not going to work for my kids. However, if you are starting from scratch and you don't know yet what works and what doesn't, Timberdoodle has a nice mix of things that you can try out. And as you go through the years, you can either keep getting Timberdoodle kits and then customize them more based on your children's likes and dislikes, or you can start saying, okay, well, they're not covering some subject that I want. I can still get this kit, but I'm going to go out and get like language arts or math or something from somewhere else. So it's very adaptable. You don't have to just buy the kit as is. If you're new here, my name is Davine and I homeschool 4 kids ages 11, 12, 13, and 15. Next year, they'll be going into 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So today I wanted to show you my process in customizing the 2 Timberdoodle kits that I ordered for this upcoming school year. I purchased a 6th grade customized Timberdoodle kit as well as an 8th grade customized Timberdoodle kit. And the last 2 videos I did were showing you what I got in those kits. But I wanted to show you the process that I went through in creating my own customized version of those kits. Now, I am going into my 5th year of homeschooling, and I will say that at this point, I am feeling pretty confident in the types of materials and supplies that work well for me and my homeschool and my kids. Of course, things can change, and of course, each child is different. So there's always those factors to take into account. However, I am pretty picky about what I bring into my homeschool as far as I want it to be a curriculum that we are really going to enjoy. And I think in general, I do a good job at picking curriculums that are going to work for us. Of course, there are things that we have to change mid-year, but it doesn't happen nearly as often as it did last year. And I don't want to bring in a bunch of things that I don't really want to use. So I will say that if you are new to homeschooling and you have no idea what your homeschooling style is, you don't know what your kids' learning style is, you don't know how you want to teach, and you just want to get some material to be working with your child throughout the year, Timberdoodle is a good place to start looking. What Timberdoodle does is they're not their own curriculum publishing service or anything like that. What they do is they go out and they look for quality homeschool materials, and they pull different things from different places to come together with a kit. And because they are putting together these kits and they're selling a bunch of these kits, they are able to get a discount from the manufacturer or the publisher. And so they're buying in bulk so that they can give you a better price overall when you create your own kits. So that's kind of how Timberdoodle works. And every year they go and they change their kits a little bit, they tweak it, they take what their customers have said about different pieces in their kit and make changes as the years go on. So I am not 100% sure on this, but I believe that Timberdoodle's new kits come out, I think the 1st of April every year. So if you want to see their latest, newest kits, you'll want to wait until April. So I'm going to take you on the computer and I'm going to show you sort of what I'm doing here. And I'm going to pretend that I am ordering a grade 5 Timberdoodle kit. Now I chose grade 5 because I didn't already order it. Like I said, I ordered grade 6 and grade 8. So I wanted to do one that I haven't ordered. And I'm going to just go through my thought process on how I would customize this kit for myself and maybe give some tips on what you might want to think about as you're going through that process for yourself based on whatever grade level your kids are in. All right, so let's just pull up Timberdoodle. And I'm going to go to curriculum kits. Now you can go to Timberdoodle and just order separate pieces, but today I'm going to focus on the kits. So they have this curriculum kit and they have classic kits, non-religious kits, and then additional student kits. Now I'm going to click quickly on additional student kits because I don't know what that is. I think that what that means is if you have 2 kids who are doing the same grade, and you're just getting the basic kit, they probably have these kits already made for you. So they won't be sending you 2 of the teacher's manuals, 2 of the manipulatives or things like that. They'll probably go through and decide what you need for a second kid. So I'm not 100% sure on that. I will write some things below if I'm right or wrong on this, but that's my guess. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this here. It says customize your curriculum kit. So I'm gonna go here and get started. Okay, so your first thing that you're wanting to decide is what is the level that you're going for. And I said I'm going for grade 5, but you can go here and say, I don't know. And I did click on this the other day and they have a bunch of placement tests. So you can just click on, let's say grade 5, my kid's in grade 5, should I really get the grade 5 things? And they have this huge long document that you can go through and you can have your kid read sort of an assessment to figure out where they're supposed to be, as well as they do have different like language arts curriculums or math curriculums. So they'll give you some information on some of those different curriculums there and just help you choose the right things to put in your kit. So I'm not really going to go through that today either. Let's go back to Timberdoodle. So I'm going to go to grade 5 and I'm doing grade 5 just because I haven't done it and I just want to go through the process with you. So there are 2 options here on this next page. We have the religious, which is the classic. Timberdoodle is a Christian company. And so originally they had religious items in there, Christian items in there. So it says this kit includes all of Timberdoodle's top picks and may include some items from a Christian worldview. So not everything's going to be from a Christian worldview, but things may be. And then there's non-religious. And so that is where they've made kits or give you options that include non-religious things. So secular or more neutral materials. Now I'm gonna go with the religious and classic because I personally am a Christian. And though I don't need Christianity in all of my curriculum, I actually have a lot of curriculum that is neutral or even secular, and when we just have conversations in our home. However, I do feel like because Christian companies have been around longer than secular companies, if I'm okay with either or, I'm just going to have a wider range to choose from if I choose religious. So I'm going to go with religious because that's what I would choose. Now we have the next question. Do you want basic? Do you want complete? Or do you want elite? The basic has math, thinking skills, language arts. Actually, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you really quick the curriculum kits and what would come in those different levels. So I'm going to the religious grade 5 kit. So right here. And we're going to take a look at what comes in it. So basic. $4.49, and this is what you get. So you get math, you have like a handbook that helps you kind of figure out what to do. I haven't looked at the handbook in depth, but maybe I'll do a flip through and review of those at some point. You get critical thinking, so this is a critical thinking book. You get a literature teaching book, a writing book. Doodle definitions was actually really fun. My daughter used that several years ago. We purchased that ourselves. And then there's spelling. So there is no science and there is no history. So that is something to keep in mind. If you have an older student, probably in grade 5, you want to be doing science and history, but that is something you can easily do as a family. So maybe you do that as family subjects and you do all your kids together. So then basic kit would be a good one for you. And you save $80 if you get the kit. Now there's complete. So complete adds STEM, adds history, adds social studies. So they have this puppy treat truck, stop motion explosion, 5th grade handbook, year of discovery. So just fun books. We have cats in boxes. I actually wanted to order that. I thought I did, but I didn't get it. So I don't know. I made a mistake. But anyways, I've heard about that game and I heard it was fun. So we have America the Beautiful, which is the social studies. We have like geography skills. We have like, this is a graphic novel. We have test prep. We have the critical thinking book here, math, science, and then literature, writing, and spelling. So that is $8.30 for the complete kit. And then we have Elite. So they just add on some more things. I think they add on some more logic games, this map here. They have this Draw the US book. So Elite's just going to have more things, 1,415. I'm going to actually start with Elite. I'm going to go to curriculum kits and I'm going to go to customize. And I'm just starting with Elite. And I'm not going to end up getting everything in there. So I'm just going to show you my process here. So I'm choosing religious. I'm choosing Elite. All the bells and whistles, including everything from basic and complete, and adds even more hands-on tools and STEM, etc. So this is just adding more fun things in your homeschool. It is not necessary. You don't need it. It's just has some extra ideas. And you can take them out of your kit. So we're on the Customize Your Kit page. So we have some essential subjects, and these are the ones that you need to have. It says 3 out of 5. So out of 3 out of 5 of these subjects, you must have the essential pieces. And these essential pieces can still be swapped out for other things. So I'm going to show you that. So if it's green, it means your essential pieces are met. So I'm just going to go first to language arts. Okay, so these are the things that are in kit already. They have 100 doodle definitions. I'm going to think, okay, so I'm thinking about my current 5th grade son, and would he be interested in that? Probably not. He doesn't like a lot of things. I don't think my 7th grader would be interested. My 8th grader's already done it, so I'm going to delete that off my kit. Okay, we have jump in bundle. Okay, so if I were teaching my current kids, I might be interested in this jump in. I have been doing some research on the author. Might be interested in that. I want to see what I can replace that with. So I'm going to go here and click replace, and I'm going to look around. Now, I've been doing some research on Wordsmith. That looks interesting to me. I might choose that. Daily 6-trait writing. It depends on what you feel about that. I did that when I was teaching 4th grade, we used it. It's not a bad curriculum. I wouldn't use it currently in my homeschool, so I'm not interested in those. Weekly real world writing, grades 3 and 4, grade 5 and 6. So you have different options on different levels. That sounds pretty cool, but I'm realistically not going to do that in my homeschool at this point. So language smarts level E, no idea about that. I would honestly, if I was actually making this kit and you weren't aware of the different curriculum, I would go and I would research each curriculum and just see what you think is going to be best for your kids based on that research. If you don't want to do that, just start with the way their kit is already made. Easy Grammar, I like Easy Grammar. Easy Grammar grade 5, I think it's a great program. I have grade 6 right now, and so I don't think I need grade 5. So I'm going to replace with the Wordsmith Apprentice because it looks good. It looks like it would work well for my boys. I'm going to pick that one. Okay, so Mazda's Press Literature. Now, I don't feel like this would work well for my family. Lots of people really love it. It is a rather expensive program. I'm going to see what replacement options they have. Basically, up or down the level, And yeah, I don't really want any of those. So I'm not going to get that. I'm gonna just delete that from my kit. Now that means I'm not gonna be qualified for this section as an essential, but that's okay. Level F on spelling UC, we love spelling UC, has worked well in my home. That is a level that I'm going to need at some point. Now, I am also thinking of all 4 of my kids. I'm not necessarily getting this just for my grade 5 student or my grade 6 student. So you would have to decide, are you looking for just a general stuff that you're going to use with your family, or is it just for this one specific kid? I'm going to pretend that I would get that because we will use that at some point, and I don't need this cursive. We already have a handwriting program that works well for us, so I'm going to delete that, yes. Okay, so as you can see, the price is going down. Okay, so these are the 2 things that I have left. Don't add to kit yet, because then I'll just take you to the cart. We're not ready for that yet. So let's go to subjects. And now this is not green anymore, which means it's not going to qualify as one of our 3, which is fine. We still have 4 that are green right now. So let's go to math and see what we have in there. Okay, so math UC, epsilon, I'm sorry that thing's not showing up, but I don't use math UC. And so I'm gonna go and look at the replacements and just see what's available. We have Horizons, we have Singapore, we have mathematical reasoning, and some different math UC options. So all of those are well-known math programs. They're solid math programs. If you are new to homeschooling, I would do some research on those. I think you could make a really good pick from these. We have a math program that we really like, so I'm not going to be getting math with this either. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete the math UC, and I'm not replacing it. So I'm going back up to subjects. Okay, so you can see that I already have 2 that are not green. So if I want to get this kit, I need to have these 3 things stay green. So let's see if I can make that work. We have thinking skills. Cats and boxes. Like I said, I really want that game. So maybe next time I order from Timberdoodle, I'll have to try to get that game. I'm gonna look at what I can replace it with just to see. There's Pirates Crossfire. We have Grizzly Gears, Titanic, and Architecto set. So I would look at each of the product descriptions and just say, what would my kids like the most? Maybe you're learning about pirates next year, and so you pick this. Or your kids are really into camping, so they pick Grizzly Gears, Titanic. Yeah, so I would look at all of these and just pick which ones you would think your kids would like. Or if you're trying to reduce the price and you don't think they'd be interested in logic games, then just take it off, delete it. I'm gonna keep it with cats and boxes because, like I said, I want to play that game. My sister-in-law was talking about it, and she said it's a really fun game that she plays with her kids. So I do want that game. So I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna get that. Okay, Critical and Creative 5. I have seen reviews on it. It looks okay. So let's see. We have Building Thinking Skills Book 2, and then there's the Creative and Critical other ones. Okay, I'm gonna look at the product description here and see if I can get enough information to see if it's something I would want. So download sample pages. Okay, so there's a way to download sample pages. Thinking skills. Okay, so I'm just reading. I want to get an idea of what it's like. Okay. So there's a blogger reviews. I would go look it up. I would look up critical thinking company, building thinking skills. I would want to see inside. I'm going to say that in order to keep this kit, I'm going to go with critical and creative, but I am going to go with the grade 6 and up because my kids are older, and I'm sure that me and my boys could get through this. So I'm going to choose that. So I have cats and boxes, and then I don't know what this is. It's not showing up. Not sure why the picture's not showing up. So maybe my computer's just slow, but let's see. Go back to thinking skills. I'm going to see what I can replace it with and see. Okay, so Battle Sheep, that sounds kind of fun. Not at Camping Chaos Game. I got that in my kit, so that's one I will be playing and maybe reviewing. Queen. Okay, so what is this? Okay, it looks like a X's and O's game. The kids do like that sort of stuff. So basically, I would pick which one. Either you want them or you don't. You can see the price of it, so that tells you the price. $25. Do you want to pay $25 for this? If you're looking at the Elite Kit, you're trying to probably get some things that are sort of fun. So I can't see the picture on this. I'm going to just go with what they think is something that I would want. I'm just going to keep it for now. So that is my thinking section. And so here we are. I have, this is still green, so we're still good to go. So let's go to science. Okay, so science, what they have for us this year would be science in the industrial age set. I picked up science in the atomic age, which is kind of a middle school of Berean builders. That being said, I kind of like to go lower for my kids. And so I'm actually interested in this because this is the one that would be before science in the atomic age. So I will probably keep it, but I'm going to look at my replacements because I want to know what my options are. So we have, my pals are here, International Science, grade 4. My pals are here, International Science, grade 5, grade 6. We have Science Lessons and Investigations by Evan Moore. Evan Moore is a great company for kind of workbook type things. We don't do a lot of that, but I do some, and I do like the publishing company, Evan Moore. We have Discover Science, so I would probably look at a few of these, or I would go off what I know, like Apologia, solid, biblical, science curriculum that people love. It's too heavy for my kids. Now, I'm not sure if Berean builders might be too heavy as well, but I'm gonna go and try that one out, I think, above Apologia. I just know that, yeah, from what I've seen and the Apologia books I've seen, it's just too much for my kids. It's too much information. But they have all these options. If you wanna try out Apologia, people love Apologia. Just, yeah, so you could add any of those instead. And then there's Building Blocks of Science. I know people who use those. So this is like, look at all of these options. And then the Berean builders, you have Science in the Beginning, Science in the Ancient World, Science in the Scientific Revolution, Science in the Age of Reason. So maybe you're studying the ancient world next year and you just want to do science that goes along with that. So you could replace with that. So like I said, I am interested in what they have already. So I'm going to keep Science in the Industrial Age set. Now, over here, they have the Oldest Student Notebook, which would be probably good. I read this over a little earlier, and the Oldest Student Notebook would be appropriate for my kids in 6th and 7th grade. I think it's just a notebook that has lines and stuff for you to answer questions, and we often don't answer questions like that in our homeschool, and maybe there's pages for labs and stuff like that. After I did do a little bit of research and I read this, and I don't think that's necessary for us, and I would have 2 kids doing this. So I would need 2 of these. I'm going to delete this because it's just an expense that I don't think I need. And then this doesn't really go with that topic, so I don't think I need that as well. So I'm deleting that. Okay, so now we're down to $9.86 for this kit. Let's go out. Okay, so so far I have a few things coming from Language Arts. I have my thinking skills book, I have my science book, and look at history and social studies. Okay, so Amazing World War Stories 2. Okay, I'm gonna first go to the essentials part here. So America the Beautiful curriculum package. Let's see what we can replace it with. We just finished up American history, so I don't feel like we're gonna go back to American history that soon. So we have Mystery of History, which is definitely a Christian history program. They start with biblical times. The Bible is interwoven into the history throughout. We did have Mystery of History Volume 1, like the CDs that we got from someone. We were listening to them. We liked them, but we didn't get through it because we were doing Story of the World. But that's a solid history program if you want a Christian history program. We have the Story of Us Part 1, the Story of Us Part 2. Definitely a secular history, but it's written very like a narrative form. Lots of people use it in their homeschools. So I have Part 1 at this point. I have books 1 through 5. So I'm very tempted to add 6 to 10 here. So that's going to be maybe something I would get. Then there's Story of the World. So we really enjoy Story of the World. We have never done the whole program. We've only listened to the audiobooks. We're on 4 right now. So we've listened to 1, 2, and 3. So those are really good. So you can get just the books here, or you can get the student activity books and the audio and the book that you read. So there's the sets as well. And then there's Discover Social Studies. So there's those as well. And I believe those are secular or neutral. And then we have not grass options. I just picked up Uncle Sam and You in one of my packages this year, so I don't need that. And this is from Adam to Us, so world history. So really, what do you want to do? What do you know about these companies? Do you want to pick something new? And so I said, I'm going to replace with books 6 to 10, so I have all of the books. I already have a history program that we're using, so this will just be something that I have in my home. My youngest son really just loves information books, so he will just devour this. So maybe I'll keep Amazing World War Stories. Let's take a look at the product details. So it's a graphic novel. It's about World War II. Okay, so let's go see what the other options are. I'm going to see what I could replace it with. All right, so we have The Secret and A Family Secret graphic novels. I have those. Stealing Home, I have that one. 24-hour history set of 5. Oh, that sounds cool. 5. I'll take a look at that. Okay, so it's one big book with just like these topics here. So assassination. My youngest would like those. So we got that. We have True Stories of War graphic novels, 3 sets. So disasters in history. Maybe that we're going to be learning about like geography, earth science. Maybe that would go with that. I don't know if it's natural disasters. We have graphic US history set of 13, famous figure. Oh, and then these are like they're like famous people, but they're like you cut them out and they're like paper dolls, but you dress them in like whatever clothing they would wear. So are your kids into stuff like that? So this is an additional thing. I might go with the disasters in history just because that look at all these stories. Yeah, my son is just like totally into the Hindenburg disaster right now. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to replace with that because that's just something they're interested in right now. And you can look at the prices and see, you know, is the price going up and down? And I'm going to keep everything in my cart until I get to the end. And then I'll go through and I'll look at the prices and then I can cut things out. I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend that much. And so I'm just going to start with just putting things in my cart that I'm interested in. And then I'm going to whittle it down, whittle it down from there. Okay, America the Beautiful student workbook. That doesn't go along with what I'm picking. So let's just see if I want to replace it. Probably not. Because, I don't really need something to go with what I've picked. So I'm going to delete that. So my price is going to go down. And I'm going to go back up. Okay, so I have my 3 essentials, and they're still green, still checked, so I have a kit. Now I could delete everything else moving forward, and I would get my kit, which means I get free shipping, and maybe at the end I'll have to see if there's any other things, but I'll get free shipping, and maybe I get like a discount on the stuff I'm getting. I'm not sure. Okay, let's look at emotional intelligence and what they have here. So social skills activities for ages 10 and 11. If you want social skill activities, get it. I don't want it. I'm deleting it. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So I don't have that. The handbook will come along with it. 5th grade handbook. Don't know too much about that. We are on learning tools, so just extra fun stuff. Now, so do your kids do test prep? Grade 5, you can get grade 4 if you think they do better with that. Grade 6 if that's what you need. We don't do test prep right now. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't want to do it this year, so I'm going to take that off. Knee dough nice cube. Let's see. I don't know what that is. I feel like it's just something that you smush. So how much is it? $5. Okay. Do I want to spend $5 on that? Okay. And then we have a knee dough gummy bear. I don't really care about either of those, and my kids would just fight over it. So I'm deleting that. This though, these I actually have, and I might like another set, so I might get these. Let's take a look at the price. So $13.5 for a really nice set of color pencils. I'm going to keep that. All right, so those things I'm going to keep in my kit. So next we're on geography. So draw the US. We have had access to this in the past. It is really cool. My youngest son probably did draw the US, but none of my other kids are interested in that. So I'm going to delete that. I'm not interested in the skill sharpeners geography, not right now anyways. And I don't want a different level. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to delete that. And then the USA scrunch map sounds kind of cool. I think we might like something like that. It is $15. So what are my options to replace it? Okay, so we have flags of the world. I don't think we're gonna go for that. We have a puzzle ball globe. So it does cost $17 more. I'm gonna look at that. And then the world scrunch map. Let's look at this puzzle ball globe. So it's a 3D puzzle. Okay, I think that's really cool, but I realistically don't think that we would get too much use out of that. This is kind of, I like this. I like the USA scrunch map. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, now we are on art. So what do we have for art? My year of discovery. We have been doing my year of writing. My two girls have been doing that. It's been fine. It's very simple, this like writing prompt thing. I don't think it's super necessary. I'm gonna see what I can replace it with. So we have sketching made easy, drawing fundamentals for beginners, and there's no review. So I would go and look that up further if I was super interested. I'm not super interested in that. And then what else? We had doodle your day. Okay, so if your kids are into doodling, maybe you'd want that. I just feel like that wouldn't get used in my home. So I'm gonna delete that section. We have mini clay world puppy treat truck. I'm sure they would have liked that if they were younger, but my kids are a little bit older. So we have, oh, soapstone carving kit, orcas, bears, cat. Those are cool. However, I do have 4 kids and I have to be fair, so I'm not sure about those. Painting to go for kids. Feel like we could all do that. It is a lot more. Tropical Forest 3D painting. I think that's just one person. And then alabaster polar bear. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. So my son would love that. But once again, I have 4 kids. So I'm not going to get that just for one kid. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that with the painting to go. And then all my kids can do it. And then we have high gas fee. So high gas fee, post-impressionism. So we are going to try out the Renaissance one this year. I'm going to see what I can replace it with. Okay, so I wouldn't be getting this year because I already have these lessons coming up, the Renaissance. But let's say we're on next year, maybe I would get the, if we liked it, of course, maybe I'd get the Baroque. So this would depend on how things go this year. Otherwise, I could just delete it. So that's where we're at so far. Now, and that art is quite expensive. So if you guys aren't super into history of art, and I've heard great things about it, but it is a rather, yeah, I'm gonna go show you like, so the price of that is Timberdoodle price, $0. Okay, I don't think that is accurate. Let's revert to original. And then, okay, so if I replace this, oh, it's $0 more. But if I took that off, let me just show you. If I took that off, so for $9.45, I'm gonna delete this, $8.10. So $100 and some dollars. Okay, so I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna get it, but you could take that off and save a ton of money. So I'm gonna go with Baroque. Okay, now STEM. Let's see what they have for STEM. Okay, so stop motion explosion animation set. That sounds cool. My kids have done a lot of stop motion, so I don't know if I would get that. So we have Ropus Dream 2 level 2 add-on for level 1. We don't have level 1, so I'm not gonna get that. My Crazy Invention Sketchbook. My youngest might like that, but I don't know. I'm not gonna get it just in case. The White House, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go back, and that one seems kind of expensive then if you save a lot of money. So what is this? Many ways to teach your kids unit studies, stop motion explosion kit. It's a complete introduction to stop motion filmmaking. Okay, I feel like it's cool, but I don't feel like I need to pay $100 for it. So I'm gonna delete that. Okay, and now I'm only Excel. So I'm gonna see, I don't want just one robot. We have Spark. What is this? This looks cool. Okay, so that is something my kids would really like. $112 though. Let's see, what else? But it's less, $235 less than the current option. Okay. Or this tumble thing. Okay, so these are a lot less expensive. So this Oli Excel is, go back here. Oli Excel is like really expensive. $349. Okay, so if you don't want to spend $349, don't get that. And then this tumble thing, I think they would really enjoy this as well. But to me, this other one looks cooler. So I'm gonna get this because all my kids can use it. So that's STEM section. Look at the STEM section. It adds a lot. So I would think that this would be really cool to have, and that would be something that we haven't had in our homeschool. And all of that costs $622. So all the things that I have in this kit at this point cost $622. So I'm gonna go to the kit, I'm gonna add it to my cart. Okay, so this is the kit that I just customized with you. So this is what I did. I put things into my cart, and then I went through and I double checked and triple checked and made sure that these are the things that I want. So at this point I have Wordsmith Apprentice. So that is a writing program that I could use with my boys. I have Spelling Use C Level F. We love that spelling program. It's something that I will need for one of my kids at some point. Cats and Boxes, and you can always just click on it and see, what am I paying for this? Okay, it's $16.99. Is that worth it? So now is the time I'm going to go through and say, do I want to spend the money on that? We have Critical and Creative. I need to keep that if I want to keep my kit. So I think I could use that with both of my boys, probably just tear out different pieces for my different boys. Here is a picture of Genius Star, so I can see if that's actually what I want. I don't think it is, so I'm gonna go and I would go back. I could just go back and check what my options were there, so I might do that in a minute. Science in the Industrial Age, that is cool, that's what I want. Disasters in History, 8-book compilation, the handbook, these pencils, a scrunch map, painting to go. Have I Got a Story for You? Gravitat tracks. Okay, so that's what I have. I have history, I have science, I have 2 things for language arts, and it cost me $622, and I have just some extra add-ons. So let's say I want to go back and I don't like Genius Star. So I'm going to go to Edit Kit, and I'm going to go, so it takes me back here. That was one of the learning tools. No, that was one of the thinking skills. I'm going to replace it. And what would I want to replace it with? I feel like this battle sheet looks fun. So I'm going to replace with that. All right, so I'm going to go back to my cart or add. I do have to add kit to my cart in order for it to change. So don't forget to do that or else it won't change. Maybe that's what happened with my Cats and Boxes situation. All right, so it's like checking my stuff here, adding things to cart. I have to make sure I don't have 2 again. Okay, so I don't. The price is $630. Okay, so I've swapped that out for battle sheet, and I feel really good about these things. Like I said, this art is very expensive, so if I wanted to take that off, I'd probably be more closer to $500 even with tax, like $500. So I think that's a cool kit. I would enjoy the stuff in this kit. And now, of course, there is tax. Shipping is going to be, okay, get a free catalog with your order. I'm not going to go through all that. There is going to be free shipping because you qualify for a kit. And I mean free shipping for curriculum. My box that came with 2 kits, it was super heavy. It was like 50-pound box. So free shipping for curriculum is a good perk to get. And all I had to get that I might not have ordered was that Critical and Creative 6. So for ordering that and then having something to use, it saved me the cost of whatever shipping would be. So that is the process that I went through when I ordered my 2 kits that I showed you in my last 2 videos. Yeah, so I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions about the process. I hope that helps if you were looking at Timberdoodle and you just weren't sure how to approach it, or if it seemed overwhelming. I hope that makes it seem a little simpler to you. It's really fun. It was really fun to go through this and pretend to purchase some items and just kind of think and dream, you know. Curriculum lovers, you might enjoy just doing this for fun. But I did. I enjoyed going through this just for fun. So if you like videos like this, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be having a lot of curriculum reviews coming up. I'm also going to be starting on my end of the year reviews for all the curriculum that we have used this school year with my 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So if you're interested in all that, don't forget to subscribe and stick around. Thanks so much for coming today, and I hope to see you all in a future video. Bye, everyone.